All right, so this is going to be another one of our bigger topics. We're going to talk about climate change. We'll also talk about air pollution and ozone depletion in this chapter. So this will be chapter 15. And I kind of wanted to start with an introduction. So in this introduction, I don't really have any slides for air pollution, although we know our air is bad here in LA and extremely bad. So I'm sitting out on my porch right now taking a hit for this class. But we've had the fires, which has caused some serious air quality problems here in Southern California. And so I want to go over these few things that we have here and just kind of introduce. Now, one of the things I want to talk about is our air is getting warmer. We're not talking about 20 degrees warmer. We're talking just a few degrees. But what that means is huge things across the planet. So one of the concerns has been Greenland. And if you see in our figure here that Greenland from 1982 to 2012, how much of the glaciers have melted. And so it is definitely a reality. It's not fake news. People say, oh, we've had warming trends, and yes, we have. But we want to look at that and really what's happening today. So just to kind of set you up for what this could mean for us if all of the water, all of the glaciers melted in Greenland, which is a possibility, but not necessarily all that likely. It could raise the water level, sea levels, 23 feet. And so anybody that has property on the beach would be in trouble. There are some island communities that would disappear. So this could be a major game changer for many people. Also want you to be aware of the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. It's about 2,500 scientists working together on climate studies. And the problem is we don't know a lot in the sense of exactly what's going to happen. But we do know that there are issues and that we need to really go after those now. So the three conclusions is what I really want you to know is one, it is really happening. And again, not fake news. This is a problem. We know that today human activities are playing an important role. Yes, there are natural things that are released to cause global warming. But reality is those things are still occurring. And then we're adding on top of that. And we're doing it at a rate that has never been seen on the planet. And then pretty much, if we don't do something now, we are in major trouble. All right, so the gases that I want you to know, and we'll look at these one more time later, is the greenhouse gases. And the one that's always talked about is carbon dioxide, which is a good thing to talk about, I suppose. Because that is one of the major ones. But there's others like methane. Methane actually does more damage than carbon dioxide, but just there is less released. It turns out nitrous oxide is another one, and CFCs, which is we'll talk about later, has done a major damage to the ozone level, and then even water vapor. So all of these are what we call the greenhouse gases. And just to remind you, the last thing we'll talk about here is the different levels. This was on the last test. We have the troposphere, which is where we live, and that's our breathable air. And then above that is we have what's called the stratosphere. And within that, we have an ozone layer, which is anywhere from 11 to 16 miles above the Earth. And that is there. It's ozone is O3, oxygen molecules are O2, O3. And this is a level that actually protects us from UV radiation. The ozone layer blocks about 95% of the UV harmful rays. And if that level disappears, that's going to have major consequences. So with that in mind, we'll continue along, and we will look at some of the different aspects of this chapter.